Okay, so let's build our dop network. Dop network, drop that down and plug this into the first input. Dive inside and let's use our vellum. We need a vellum object, vellum solver. Excuse me. Connect those up. And you can see by default that's bringing in our initial geometry. So that's an expression which is up input path means look at the input of, the parent node in this case. This dot dots means the parent node. So go to your outside and what's coming in here and put that there. Basically, it's like a root to that. If we middle mouse click, you can see the root. And constraints, we don't have any constraints, so we can delete that. So I want to use a vellum source. We have a bit more control that way. So this goes into the post solve there. And you can see we're also looking for sub path there. So we can just copy this, Control X. Oops, no, I don't want to. Middle mouse there, Control X on that. There, Control V, and it brings it in again. Make sure you don't have them in both, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it will source it 2 times and you'll have them all overlapping. We will need some gravity, of course, and a ground plane. And let's merge in this. I think these can go anywhere, to be honest. Anywhere kind of along this line, I think. Well, maybe not the gravity, no, because it's, you can use a pop force maybe here, but gravity below. These can go either way around. So there we go. So if we press play, we should see something happening. There we go. We got our particles falling. I'm going to drop the raise or drop. I don't know how you want to say it. The resolution for temporarily, just while we kind of play around with the values in there. There we go. Because I want to raise the sub steps as well. There we go. So it's okay, but problem is, so we got them all kind of dancing and fizzing around here. That's sub steps. Also, they seem to have infinitely low friction. So you can come in here. This, I find it doesn't really work with the ground plane. If you bring in geometry as a standard collider and just put a grid there, I find that works. It's kind of weird. But we'll leave that there. I'll turn the bounce down there. You don't have it in here like you do with other solvers. But what I do find that works is in here. In friction, we have this static threshold and dynamic scale. So I find just kind of raising both of these a bit should help with the friction. Still moving a bit. Maybe we need a bit more sub steps. If I push this to 5. There we go. A bit better. Still, you know, we're kind of getting the particles piling up now a little bit. You know, and the friction is holding them into the center. Still a bit of noise there that, you know, we'll have to raise these sub steps again. And then so on the advanced tab here in grain collisions, this is where we can get our grain starting to kind of stick together. So by default it's turned off. This I just think of it as a multiplier of this. I think it's not exactly. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, it says a value of 0 will disable. So I just do, you know, 0 or 1 and then just set how much clumping I want. I set it here. Okay. So now you can see it kind of sucking in at the start there. So they're holding together now. And we're getting some nice clumping. Bit of a bounce there still, so we'll have to raise the sub steps a bit more. I'm going to do 10. This max neighbors I'm going to raise a bit as well, so that helps. Each particle can look at and more particles around it, so we should help out with the clumping as well. It's much more stable now. You know, we don't have these that kind of fizzing particles in the middle there. Great. So, you know, we'll come back to these and we'll have to update them, especially when, you know, we're going to be pushing the resolution up. So typically when you're, you know, the more particles you've got, the more substeps you need, unfortunately. So, you know, that will slow things down. But you'll find that grain simulations aren't too slow. It runs, well, the Vellum solver is pretty fast anyway. I think does run on your graphics card. Does something, the graph coloring on the graphics card possibly. So, yeah, we'll continue in the next video.